So here I am again talking about the Canik Rival S on the top of my table. So the reason why it's in pieces is because I am going to be doing the rest of the upgrades. Now, because this is YouTube, I'm not going to be showing the actual installation or assembly of these parts. Instead, I'm going to talk about it as if I were doing a parts review of the gun, individual parts of the gun. So I think this should be okay with YouTube, right? Doing parts reviews, like for example, this is the striker or the firing pin, right? The whole assembly is the striker assembly. This is the firing pin, and as you can see here, I removed the spring. And with the magic of the internet, I am now going to install the new spring and kind of explain what I did. Ready?
And it's done. So this is how it looks like now. Now to install this spring, by the way, just quick background, this is the Springco recall management system. Okay, it comes with the recall management guide rod, which is similar to what you see with other guide rod systems that has a spring here and another spring. I believe the Glock 17 and the Glock 34 has that too, the OEM one, and it comes with this yellow spring. But it's not captured like the OEM guide rod that I was talking about. Now, back to the firing pin, the striker assembly here. To install this, all you have to do is, first of all, this black collar right here is two pieces. It separates one side and then the other side like that. So you hold on to this, you slide in the spring, you hold on to the ledge, you pull down the spring, and then you insert these two pieces that create the collar. And that's how you capture the spring. I hope that makes sense. Okay, so now it's done. And of course now I have the guide rod and recoil spring assembly. And I bought another thing, which is called the the TSK Competition Trigger Kit. All right, so this package rather, is supposed to make the trigger a little bit lighter. All right, so they come with two springs. One is for the plunger, and the other one is for the trigger bar. So because, once again, this is YouTube, I cannot show this part. I'm going to install it off camera, and then I'll talk about it. Okay, and it's done. So I installed the spring under the plunger, and I can already tell that it's much softer. This plunger is very soft right now. It's not as heavy as it was. So now to install it, all you have to do is keep your thumb over the extractor, because there's a spring back here, a red spring, that will shoot out if you don't put your finger there. So put your finger there, and then put your put your thumb there, put your index finger here, and then that black circle right there, right next to the plunger, you use a punch by holding, let's say, I'll use an Allen key here as an example, but you push it down, and when you push it down, what that does is that's a spring-loaded pin that will then go down and let go of the extractor. Once the extractor comes out, by a little bit, don't pull it out yet because that red spring's gonna go flying. Now you put your finger on top of the plunger and that circle, that little black spring-loaded pin, that little black circle there. You put your thumb there, then you take this out slowly so that red spring doesn't fly out. And then now you can take out the plunger, which is held back by the extractor. Put the spring in there, put the plunger back in, push down the plunger, put the red spring back here, the extractor spring, put the extractor back on, right? So you're holding it like that again, just to make sure that the red spring doesn't go flying. Then you push down that spring-loaded pin again while pushing on the extractor so that pin will go under as you push the extractor, and then and then let go so it'll pop up and capture the extractor. And that's how you do it. So that's done. So now I can put back the firing pin back into the slide,
which I'll do off camera, of course, because YouTube logic. All right, so I slid it there into back to its own slot, held it down, and put the back plate back on. And now it's in there. Now the last piece, or the second to the last piece, is to put this spring for the guide rod. Remember that guide rod? Sorry, not guide rod. Excuse me. The trigger bar spring. Remember that trigger bar that I talked about in the previous video? If you haven't seen it, watch that video. It connects from that trigger bar right there. This is the trigger bar. It connects from back there to this slot right there. And see, there's a hole down there. There's also, there's a hole also in the front. But this right here where my thumb is pointing, that's where one end of the spring goes and the other end of the spring goes to the trigger bar. And now I'm going to install it off camera. Okay, and there it is. It's now installed. The hook part, like I said, goes over there. If I can get it to focus. The hook part of the spring goes between these two and into the hole in the front, like so. And the circle part goes over the trigger bar. And let's see, is it lighter? No, it doesn't feel lighter actually. It's a little bit lighter than the OEM one that was stretched out, like I showed in the previous video. It does feel a little bit lighter, but nah, not that much. Maybe half a pound. I don't know. And now I'm going to install the last piece of the upgrade. And just like that, it's done. So, just a brief overview here of what we did. I installed a Springco TSK Competition Trigger Spring Kit and a Springco Recoil Management System. This one runs for about 95 bucks and this one's about 18 bucks. So a little bit over 100 bucks, but that's what you get. 4 parts total. The trigger spring kit comes with the trigger bar spring and the plunger spring. And then the recoil management kit, or system rather, comes with the striker spring, which is 29 Newton. I don't know if you can see that. 29 Newton. And the yellow spring for the guide rod. So those are the 4 parts you get. And how does it feel? First of all, obviously it's unloaded because I just did the install. Now it feels a little lighter. I just want to make sure that it goes into battery when I rack the slide. So it does. Let's see, is it moving? If I rack it, if I do it slowly, let's see. Okay, not really. So that's good. So obviously when you slam in a magazine, just go all the way back and let go. Just slingshot it. Okay. And the trigger, let's see how the trigger feels. That part is lighter to the wall. Yeah, it is a little bit lighter. Not much, maybe half a pound. Does it stay here? So it reduces perceived recoil, felt recoil, faster sight picture recovery because of the dot bounce, obviously, and slide to frame battering. It reduces the slide slamming into your frame and potentially breaking it, but this is not a polymer, so it's steel anyway. Keeps guns tighter longer. I don't know what that means. Anyway, if I did that right, let's say let's see. Okay, so I noticed that if I don't do it, if I do it slowly like that, let's say, it's in battery, right? But watch this. Watch the rear part of the slide when I pull the trigger. Oh, it didn't go. No, never mind. Earlier it was slightly out of battery, and then when I pull it, it would move forward like that. I'll do it again. So let's say it was like this, right? So it's not fully in battery. I think the gun will still function, but I thought that was a little weird. And that usually happens when you lighten your recoil spring anyway. But so far the mod,
Installation's pretty easy. There's the guide rod. Oh, the guide rod is actually the hardest to install. And let me take it apart off camera for a second. Okay, so when putting back the guide rod, what happens is that you see the first ledge right here, right where my index finger is pointing, where the fingernail is pointing, and the second ledge where the recoil, or sorry, the guide rod actually sits. Once you push this in, it sits on the first ledge, and it's so hard to get it to the second ledge. All you have to do is just trap to make sure the spring doesn't jump, and push it in there as hard as you can until you get to the second ledge. That one is actually, I don't know, it was more difficult to install. It's hard. It was more difficult to have it seated compared to the other parts that I installed. While I have it open, I'm going to talk about the parts. So there it is, the stainless steel guide rod with a yellow spring, the lighter trigger bar spring right there. It's a little bit lighter, but not like a pound lighter, just a little bit. So those are the two parts, and then the plunger spring. Now this one is a lot lighter. This feels a lot softer. And then of course the striker spring, which is the weight is 29 Newton. I don't know what that translates to in, I don't know, in American, but it's 29 Newton. Anyway, or maybe that is American. I don't know. Maybe I'm just dumb. But yep. So those are the mods that I've done to my Canik Rival S so far. The trigger kit springs, the guide rod, and the striker spring. It's pretty good. It's lighter. The take up is much lighter, so it's almost as negligible as the dingus. Like you as soon as, I don't know. I'm trying to break the habit of like. When I get excited and I'm trying to race, I trigger slap. I'm trying to break that habit. So the fact that it's lighter, it's nice. Oh, actually, let me see. How does the reset feel? Oh, it's still the same. Oh, did you see that slide move? Let's see it again. Oh, the slide didn't move that time. There, the slide moved. I hope that doesn't affect the gun. I don't think it should. Yeah, you saw that? The slide kind of jumped forward. If I slingshot it hard, like a firing a round would do, or I just need to remember that when I load and make ready, as soon as I put in the magazine, don't baby it, like really let it loose. Let it slingshot all the way hard. And that way the slide doesn't move forward. So after a fire, after firing a round, yeah, the slide doesn't move. I think it'll be fine. So yeah, that's the mods I've done so far. Do let me know in the comments if you have any questions. If there's anything else that y'all want to see. Here's the OEM stuff, the stock stuff. Let me know what you guys think of these mods. If you own it yourself or if you're thinking about getting it. I haven't shot mine yet. Obviously, I just did it today. This is a stock guide rod. It's captured. Makes it very easy to install. But if you use if you use a captured guide rod if you get an aftermarket captured guide rod, changing out the springs is a pain. This stock firing pin, sorry, a striker spring. Now this is the plunger spring. This feels much heavier than the aftermarket one. So that really is what makes the trigger feels lighter, because when you pull it, it sets the sear off, and then the sear is the one that touches the plunger, etc., etc. So the lighter that is, the easier it is for the plunger, the easier it is for, you get it. But anyway, so and then this is the stock trigger bar spring, which is very nice because it's just a spring with like a captured hook and a captured loop inside the spring. If I can get it to focus, right there. See, it's not actually a part of the spring. It's just like just in there, just like this. It's just in there. It's not actually connected to the spring. They're inside the spring. Kind of like, you know, those swivels, for those of you that go fishing. It's like that. Yeah, so that's all. Hope you all like this video. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and the little bell. See y'all next time. Stay on target, guys.